All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Arlene Klein here again, and we are here. It's the Moving Your Movement Practice Online Summit. And today I have with me George Wansek, and he's coming to us from France, and Janelle Lester. And she's there in Florida. And they're a team here that have been working together for a little bit. And I just want to welcome you both. Thank you for being here, and I'll hand it over so you can introduce yourselves.
Janelle, would you like to go first?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Arlene, thank you so much for having us. We're really just delighted to be here with you and serving your audience. So I am in Central Florida, where we experience the everyday summer storm, which is presently happening. I have built my own membership site where I serve women, building better health, those specifically who are recovering from illness and injury. And so I had been completely tech avoidant. I did not want to build my own membership or my own business, specifically because of the tech aspect. I had owned my own business previously, and the tech just blood, sweat, and tears, that phrase, it was pretty applicable. And so tech avoidant to say the least. And then I crossed paths with George, thankfully, who teased me with that it really can be fun and it's not stressful. So I decided to listen for just a smidge to see if he actually had something to that. And then to my great delight, really mentored me in all things WordPress and tech to help my own business dreams come to life. And so we have been working together for a little bit over a year now. And then we have now partnered together to bring some secret sauce to those who are looking for it. So I'm going to let George kind of unpack that next layer of what that looks like and how the GJ aspect came to be.
Great.
Yeah, hi, Arlene. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here and participating at that summit. So yes, I'm in France here. I'm in Burgundy, which is, a little bit north of Lyon, and, in the wine country. French like their wine. So as Janelle mentioned, we met about a little over a year ago in a program about membership. And well, I've been a little bit in the tech, although this is my third career. I had other careers before, but tech became my career. And what I found with tech is just a little bit like everything else. When it can be very overwhelming, but depending how you explain it and how you approach it and what tools you use, it can be fun, and it can actually, you can take the overwhelm away. And that has been my mission for over a year now, I guess, is building my membership that is based around WordPress. And I've called it Zero Stress WordPress because what I really want to emphasize is the fact that it can be fun and it can be done without the stress. And so I've worked with a group of members for over a year and trying to find out what their struggles were and how we can make it as seamless and as easy as possible. And that's how Janelle and I met. And now we partner together. Janelle is very humble, but the reality is she's learned a lot. She's doing a fantastic job. She's just amazing. And I think also amazing with her creativity, her design. And that's how GJ got started. Not too long ago, was doing some demo calls, some discovery call with potential people that were interested in membership. And every time I was showcasing different membership, and when I showcased Janelle's membership, they were like, this is what I want. This is what I want. They really liked it. And so, first of all, it's always been a lot of fun to work with Janelle on the design because I like myself, I like design. And so working with the design aspect of building a membership is very interesting, and she definitely has that. And so it's always been a lot of pleasure. And so when those members say, that's what I like, that's what I liked, well, I'll pass it on to Janelle. There's a little more to the story, and that you can loop around and how we got to work together. So Janelle, if you don't want to take it from here.
Yeah, that's really kind of you. Thank you. I had always told people that I'm not the creative type. I don't have creativity, and I think the error in that is that I just lumped it into the category of like art and drawing. And to this day, I still can't draw. But where the beautiful part of partnering then with George is that I do have creativity, and I do really enjoy design. I like pretty things. And so learning the tools into how to get that creativity out is just such a gift. So yes, so there were a couple people that, as George was showing them what's possible, that really enjoyed my site, which is really just kind. And then there were additionally some people on my side within my membership that were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. How can I do this? And so all in a matter of 24 hours, I had a few women all come together individually and say, hey, will you coach and consult me? I want to build my site to look like yours. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I circled back to George, and I was like, hey, what's going on here? And what do you think? And what can we do with this? And so then in just a matter of really hours, we had birthed together a plan and had a great time just brainstorming and developing what is now GJ that we're really, really excited about.
I love that. I love that. I love how you saw that need and you didn't just say, oh, no, I don't do that. You said, okay, well, I'll try. Here we go.
I was willing to lend an ear to him to see if it actually could be fun. And it is.
We had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, great. So you're calling yourselves GJ. And what is it that I know that when we talked briefly, it's websites and they're built on memberships, and you have a template. Can you explain how that template works and where, if somebody, if they were to purchase this from you, what they would do with it?
Yeah, so it's specifically membership site templates. We just recognize that there's such a need there. Memberships were already becoming popular, and then enter a worldwide pandemic that really just impacted everybody. And so people that were conducting in-person, face-to-face business then found themselves just at a standstill. And so that it took the already becoming popular membership sites and just exploded it to such a degree, because now there's this mass influx of people looking to take things online, specifically within membership, because there's a lot of different perks within that, which we'll unpack here in a moment. But yes, so GJ is specifically membership site templates that bring the beauty and the functionality and ease all together, because we have heard it shared that, people are like, okay, so I have found different templates out there that are, kind of easy to use, not membership specific, mind you, but they're not pretty, and they're clunky, and I can't really make it look the way that I really desire it to look. Or there have been some, again, just website specific that are like, oh, it's really pretty, and I have no idea what to do with it or how to actually operate it. And so that's something that we're really, really excited about, and are just delighted to put then the tools into people's hands through the avenue of template to give them both the beauty and the ease with functionality.
Great.
Yeah, there's one thing that's very different about membership website compared to a regular website, is that there's two things. There's the function part of it, because a membership has different functionalities that people want or need. And then there's the visual aspect of it, which is the design part. So it is, I want to say a little bit unique in that sense, and it makes it very interesting. It gives a little bit of a challenge. But it's fun. So I think that's why we're very passionate about it. Is, first of all, it brings value to the people that want to transfer the business. Websites, there's a lot of places where you can get templates, when you can design a website, but membership website, there isn't. And I think, especially with the pandemic that we just went through, and hopefully that was the end of it, but it just made people realize that they needed more than just a regular website. They needed to basically have something that generates income online, and a membership does that. But that's not enough. It's great, But if on top of that, you want to customize it, you want to brand it, you want something that looks nice, you want something that is a reflection of your business or your personality, um, how do you do that? And so that is what we are combining, and that is our mission within our templates, is to develop templates that are going to bring those two together. The functional aspect of a membership website, and yes, a visual aspect that can be customized, can be branded. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's your own.
Mm-hmm.
Because if people are going to come into your studio or your gym or wherever it is that you're serving them, they're going to get a feel for your personality, and they're going to feel the warmth in your smile, and they're going to hear the tone in your voice. And so what we're doing is in making that same feel, that same culture, that same connection that you would experience face to face, and now making it possible in the online space as well. Because it's the culture and connection that you build with your clients that keeps them coming back, week after week, month after month. And so we say there's no reason that can't transpire, right? So we want to continue to facilitate that connection, not just for the business owners, for the membership owners, so that they can continue to serve their people in a brand new, unique, great way that is going to facilitate that connection, but then also for the people on the receiving end, the clients that are now not just going to another online class, but they're going to have that same connection and that same feel as if they were coming into your studio. It's just a little bit different. It's just on a screen, but as George was saying, that reflection of your personality and what it is that you bring, that magic that you bring into a space.
Yeah, taking your branding to a new level.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So, and so I think that kind of, it answered my next question that I was going to have, as far as being able to facilitate and maintain the connection with your people that you have and that you're servicing online. So one way may be the organization of it, because if it's user friendly in the sense for the client that they can find what they need when they need it, the organization of it there, and then the beauty of it, I like to say beauty of it because I like things that are pretty also, and that it's comforting to them because it's coming back to being familiar with the space that they're in, and connecting with it there. Is there anything else that you would say is a huge piece of what you've put together that connects that?
Well, yes, but this is definitely a big aspect of it, right? I mean, there are two players. There's the business owner, whether it's a yoga studio, whether it's a practitioner, whether it's somebody who has knowledge that they want to deliver and transfer to somebody else. There's that person, and then there's the members, your clientele. And so it is really bringing that connection, because when you teach one-on-one, and I said that pandemic has changed things for both parties.
Yeah.
It not only has changed things for business owners, but it also changed the way people consume content. People just have access to their content. I mean, let's just take, for example, a yoga studio. Well, it not only has changed for the yoga studio owners, but it also changed for the people. It's like, how do I get access to my yoga dose like every week? So there's those two players. And so that is really the main focus of a membership, is to continue that relationship, continue that connection, continue that journey together, right? It's a journey. It's a relationship between a business owner and their client. And the membership does that. So what we're focusing on is, through a membership, is how they can continue that journey. And so that is the main aspect of it. Now, the way we approach it is, there are solutions out there, and that you can just sign up and do it online. We could, we might be talking a little later, a little more specifically about different solutions and techniques, but our focus is how can we package a template and an experience, and that's what we call it, the experience, in a short amount of time, that can allow that connection and that journey to continue. Because as I said, there's solutions that are available today that you can go online and subscribe and just do it. but they have their pluses and minuses. The pluses is you can have access to them very quickly. The minuses is they might not be brandable. You might not be able to put your brand, and they might have some functions that already predefined that you don't have a flexibility to move from. And every business owners have their little things that they want. And so that's the plus and the minuses. There are solutions that you can custom build. Now, here's another pluses and minuses here is it might take a lot of time for you to build that platform on your own. And not everybody wants to, first of all, spend that time. The alternative is to hire a designer, and that again, will take time. It cannot just be done very quickly. Plus, there's a cost associated to it. So what we try to do through our experience is to build template, and we've wrapped up those templates into an experience. We call it the experience because it really is. We bring them into a 30-day, some sort of workshops with support, with everything that just makes the best of everything. At the end of the day, they can continue their journey with their clients, and they can have their branded website, and they can have their hands on it, and they can make it evolve over time. So I think this is really our mission, is just to try to get something to for those business owners that are really in need of it, but also make it available rapidly.
Can you expand on the 30-day the 30-day process or webinar or that you have that comes with the package with all your templates? Because that I could see somebody, and with this our audience here going, well, yeah, okay, you're going to give me the templates, what do I do with it? But what makes you guys special, I think, is that you help them. It's user friendly, and you help them through the process. So can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I wanna circle back to the connection within membership too, and just add on to that. Whether we are wired as introverts or extroverts, we're all human beings, and therefore we're all wired for relationship. How that manifests is just going to look different depending on our wiring, but we're still all wired for relationship. And so, as we both mentioned, you can go and hop online or go to YouTube and just do a yoga class or do a workout session and just like, great, I can check that off my list. I moved my body on purpose today. Okay, good job. But we're wired for relationship. And so when there's that connection and relationship that gets established, then we're showing up more for more than just checking off, I moved my body today. We're fostering connection with others. And so that's another unique thing that memberships bring into that space, is that you've got your accountability, you've got the buddy system going, and now you're fostering relationships, which is doing more than just moving your body on purpose. It's also pouring into your soul. It's pouring into you as a human being, which we all need at varying degrees. And now, especially in light of the pandemic, when we have been really isolated in a lot of ways from each other, then it's bringing that to life as well. I just interviewed a yoga instructor yesterday for my own membership, and she was even talking about how the COVID has impacted her, and so she was just doing all in-person classes, and then with the pandemic, transitioned to online, and for her, initially it was a short-term solution, which was great. It allowed her to continue to serve her clients. And now that she's able to reopen her studio, those clients that she had online, they weren't all just the locals that had been coming to her courses in person. She now has clients all over. Yeah. And so those people that are hundreds and thousands of miles away are like, well, but you're going to keep doing this, right? Mm-hmm. And so now it's, what was a short-term solution has now transitioned into another revenue stream and a unique way for her to serve people outside of her just geographical sphere of influence and people that she's able to connect with in person.
And that's very well said. And I think that's the core reason why we're having this summit. And it's coming up in different talks, and that's why, and the end solution and the end product that I want everybody to receive from this summit is to have that capability, to be able to have outside of their community, outside of their state, A lot of people do this internationally. So that's not just giving them additional clients, but they're spreading their work and their services, which are all positive things. And I think it's security in a sense for the future, because you may not always, let's say you break a leg and you just can't work for a while, but you could still guide them through and do things virtually. So I think it's something that, even though some people think it's just going to be for right now, I think it's definitely something for the future.
Well, the statistics show that by, 2020, 2025, the online education space is estimated to be a 350 billion with a B billion-dollar industry. So it's not going anywhere just because the world is slowly starting to open back up. It's definitely on schedule to continue to scale for sure. So memberships foster that connection and that community. It's more, like I said, so just that relational aspect. But to circle back to your question about unpacking the 30 days.
Yes.
So we didn't want to just create something lovely and beautiful and easy to use and then, okay, here you go, and now just bye. We wanted to, speaking of that connection and relationship building, we wanted to welcome people into a space where there was connection established, where it's more than just here's a tool and here's how you use it, but that we're making connections and we're making friends. And so the 30 days encompasses two 4-hour workshops that are a week apart or strategically planned that way, where they are being further equipped and walk through exactly how to take their content, their colors, their branding, their secret sauce, and populating it onto their template. But before we even get to the workshops, there are onboarding videos so that they are coming equipped and prepared and they know what to expect in the workshops. Of course, complete with a robust workbook. And then there are weekly support calls that are happening live over Zoom all throughout that process. Just to, again, come alongside to support. We incorporate some strategy sessions in there just to help people think through their business model and what it is and how they're showing up and what they're wanting to deliver to their members each month.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, so that is a full package. I like that.
The total experience.
Yes.
Again, yes, your experience, the full experience.
And it's interesting because having been in the tech, I don't consider myself a super tech person, but having been in the tech for some time, the one thing that I can say, and I always say it, regardless of what solution you go to, is being able to have access to support. And so, because whether depending on your level of comfort with technology, you always need access to support. And I think, as Janelle just mentioned, we just didn't want to give you a template with a set of instructions, because even this template with a set of instructions, you will need access to support. There's always going to be, but how I do this or how I do that, or your instructions might think very clear for somebody, they might not be very clear for somebody else. So we wanted to package a template, to offer a template of a solution that brings results. Mm-hmm. It's just not there to say, hey, here's something, but how do you bring result? And I think that our solution it really brings result because we're offering workshops and then support for 30 days. So we just want to make sure that with the templates that everything is in place all the way to the end, so that it's like, hey, it's working. They get comfort, they get access to us for 30 days, and literally it brings results. And that was one of the, we really brainstormed initially, just thought, hey, we could come up with some templates. But templates, we just realized, well, just giving the template is not enough. And actually, not only it's not enough, but it's an option that we chose not to do, because actually it could bring people to a point where they have the template, they have some instructions, but they don't get the result. And I think just bringing them through the experience, make sure that they get their result. It was very important to us.
Yeah, and so again, our paths crossed over the concept and training on memberships. And so our own journeys, but then watching other colleagues who have also entered into the membership space, and our journeys have all looked different. And now here we are over a year later, and some haven't opened their doors yet. And so again, going back to the results, it said one of the greatest gifts that we can give is to take what we have learned in decades and condense it into days. And so taking what people do spend months and even years to try and figure out and put together before they actually get to launch and actualize the passions within their heart. Again, it was, how can we really help them get results faster so that they can get in front of the people that are looking for them and that need them? And so that's why we have the very firm 30 days on there. So it could take less, but at most 30 days, and you're opening your doors and serving your people.
Great, great. It's a lovely concept. I love it.
Yeah. It also, when you think about it, we're just talking about connection, and what a membership allows you to do is continue that connection and your journey with your client. That pandemic had a pretty dramatic impact on business owners for sure, but also on the general population, on everybody. And all of a sudden, what you had was gone
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
And that connection, that relationship that you had with people was gone. The relationship that you have with your client, gone. And for your client, the relationship that you have with your yoga instructor, with your practitioner, with your PT, gone. So yes, you can compensate that, if you will. You say, you know what, I'm going to go and watch some YouTube videos and do some yoga. It's not the same. What you want is that connection with your yoga instructor. What you want is that connection with your practitioner, with your, and you want to continue that. So and you don't want to wait 6 months before it comes back, because we all know, the habits change. So what we wanted is to provide a solution that allows that connection to be reestablished and just continue and actually grow, as you just mentioned earlier. Now you're already putting a band-aid, which is solving that your immediate clientele by consolidating that basically things that just was taken away from you. And then you can grow it from there, because literally with the online sphere, you could be working with anybody anywhere. So you can actually grow. And it was interesting to hear Janelle saying that actually what that yoga instructor thought was just a temporary solution now is realizing, oh, wait, it serves people. And you're establishing new relationships with new clients that are anywhere in the world, that now they don't want that to disappear, because again, it's about establishing a connection and just continuing that journey together. So that is very anyway, things that we really thought about it, that pandemic had a big impact, and so trying to solve that impact for both parties, business owners and also for members, for the general population.
Right. It's wonderful. So, do you have something that you can show us? Do you have some templates we can see?
Do we ever? Yes.
That's what I want to see.
We have 2 templates that we would love to share with you.
You're going to have me switching over from all the work that I did for my membership site and all that I put into there. You're going to have me take this program and then move everything over. So
you're totally welcome.
Everybody sign up. Beware. It's going to look a little different probably.
So one of them that I would love to show, this template is called Elenage. And just before we dive in, so we are positioning not just membership site templates that are beautiful and easy to use with the whole then 30-day experience as well. But we are going from the angle of travel. And we chose that one because it's something that we have both connected and bonded over. We've both done a fair amount of travel and adventuring ourselves. And just the connection that travel brings. And so whether that's literal travel, when you go on a trip with somebody, it bonds you in a unique way. You have experiences and memories that you have forged together, or whether that's somebody that you have encountered or do encounter on your travels that just has left a mark and an impact on your life. And so traveling it forms connections in that way. But then also we're helping people experience travel even then metaphorically through the lens of membership sites. And so you're going to see travel woven throughout, and then even I'll just pop over to our main site here. We talk a lot about travel, and so then just the flexibility that a membership site brings also. So when your business is online, and specifically in the membership model, there's a lot of flexibility that affords you both geographically, and then it brings the time freedom as well. So this is Elinash, and she welcomes you. So this is if you are already logged in as a member to the membership site. This is what you are going to see. So there's your welcome page. There's going to be a welcome video that you can put there. And then just like when you are hosting a dinner party and you welcome people into your home for the first time, you want them to know where they can hang their coat, where the beverages are, where the restroom is, the important things. And so essentially the welcome page is going to be just that. It's the steps that you would walk your members through on how they can get comfortable and learn to navigate their way through the membership site. If there are, you want to connect them into a private Facebook group, then you could put that link here to direct them straight over. If there is an assessment form that you want them to fill out, then you could put the link to that form right here. And so again, it's just essentially those initial, hey, welcome, and here's how you can navigate yourself through. We've included an About Me page because there are some people that are going to come upon you as a business owner, and maybe it was a recommendation, it was referrals from somebody else, and they don't really know you all that personally yet. And so you can share as much as you're comfortable with and help them get to know you. We've put a slider in there just because pictures are lovely, and so they can get to know you through that way. You can share your story, a favorite quote, a little bit more about you, and then begin your transformation is going to take you then into what's called a success path. And so it's just a way to help unpack for people, here's where you are now, and here's where you want to be, and here's all those steps that you can take in order to get there. Instead of just like, you're at A, awesome, go ahead and go to Z. You want to break it down for them, and then that's going to encourage them and empower them and to know what's possible, and to know that you as the expert are going to be there to help guide them along the way. And so there is the path to success, and you can break it down into stages and put the descriptions of those stages, again, just so they know, great, this is how I'm going to progress through this experience. And then at the bottom, we've included a button, which is going to take them up into the dashboard, which is essentially where you would deliver your monthly content. And so we have it set up within this template in a way that has all of the information that you are going to deliver that month all in one succinct little package. And so as an example, if we go in and look at May, put a title on it, your whatever topic you want to unpack with them. It's simply giving you ideas of a way that you can lay out content. These images could be videos instead. You could do an expert interview there, or maybe you're leading them through different movement poses, or maybe you want to, like, here is the whole movement exercise, a routine that you're going to do, and down here you're breaking up what those different movements are into smaller pieces, just as an example. And so each month, again, is just set up a little bit differently. And at the bottom, we're gonna navigate through because we want them to enjoy and love being in your space. And so that just makes it easy and friendly for them to go through. So again, just a little bit of a different way that it can be set up and laid out. And then for each of the months, you're going to start collecting material, and maybe you want to pull things together and package them a little bit differently in a resources area. So we've also got a resources section where you can categorize them in all different ways. And so let's say this was stretching, then you can click on stretching. It's going to pull up all just the stretching. Maybe this one is meditation, and there's just the meditation. And here is hit movements, then those could be there. And so just different ways that you can categorize the information and the ways that you are serving your people. And then there is a course and account section where they can edit any of their account and profile information if they have a different card that they want to have on file, or just whatever they might need to have there so that they have access and can edit as needed. I'm going to go ahead and sign out just to show you that there is a wait list page that we've also included for everybody. And that is actually the first page that we populate when people come in through the GJ experience, so that they have something that is already able to showcase to the world, let people know what's coming, and begin to or continue rather to be growing their list even while they're then populating the rest of their site, which is great. So the waitlist page is going to be the front facing page right there, all ready to go, to be building your audience and building your list.
I love it.
I'm pretty fond of it. I think it's lovely.
Can I show a little different version of the exact same template?
Yes, please.
Because we also want to show that those templates are fully customizable. And so for every single one of them, we're going to build 2 versions of them, and I'll show you the second version of that exact same template. If I share my screen in just a second. So let me go to Zoom. All right, this one is called Segreg, and it's the exact same template. As you can see, I'm not logged in, so when you're not connected inside of the membership, all you see is a waitlist page, right? It's the exact same template, just different color, different branding, different face. And then when you sign in, right, you're being brought into a sign-in page where and when you get in, you're same thing, being brought into a welcome page that has all the steps that Janelle went through, an about page that is slightly different where you introduce. And so as you can see, it is totally customizable, and that's what we do through that, that experience. Different color, different font, different branding, different images. You can bring your own touch to it. And then again, the path to success, just again, different font, different color, different scheme. Everybody can customize their template with their own personality, right? It's just about connection and branding. So again, the exact same model that can be totally flexible. I just wanted to show it quickly because you know, when you see a template, you tend to think, oh, this is all right. But when you see the exact same templates with different branding, different color, different image, it just all of a sudden shows the possibility of what can be done with it.
Right. So the first one was definitely more feminine.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
It's more masculine, so it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that was the objective, is to create 2 versions of every template. One's a little more feminine, one's a little more masculine. So it, you know, it gives the feeling and what can be done to everybody.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that. Gosh, you guys, it's a great job. I really love the concept for sure.
One thing that I like to add also is everybody has a different way to bring in content, right? I mean, a yoga teacher might have a different way of bringing content. Lots of questions that come very often is about delivering courses. And the beauty of our templates, and definitely this one also, they're already ready to deliver courses. So if you wanted to introduce a course, again, we thought about the flexibility and being able to add functionalities, which is one thing that you usually can't get when you sign up to some online solutions. You know, you get locked into what they offer. This has a lot of flexibility. So if you wanted to add a course, it's so totally ready, and you can just add courses to this template. It's very easy. So it has a lot of benefits and flexibilities for people. Yeah.
So you're saying if they're just starting out, they only need maybe 1 or 2 pages to get started, and then they end up growing and adding an additional course that may have 10 parts to it. They can add that easily
within the membership.
Within the membership.
Yeah.
Correct. And one of the big advantage of a membership, and I think that's why they're becoming very, very popular, is let's say that you all of a sudden today thinking, well, I guess, I need to pivot online. Maybe I could do an online course. Online courses are great. Don't get me wrong. They're great, but it takes time. You need to put your course together. You cannot really open the doors unless your course is ready. The beauty of a membership is content is being delivered over time. There's again that connection, that journey, and that continuity with your client. And so you could potentially start your membership with very little, 1 month of content, or you could have a full course that has just a couple of lessons done, and you deliver your content over time. You're building your course. And that can be done here with those templates. So again, it has our templates are not templates. The big thing about a membership is it's a journey, right? You're continuing your journey with your client, with your customers, and you're delivering content over time. And so whether that content is on one page, like every month, or whether you're delivering courses, you can absolutely deliver courses through those templates by just giving them content over time. It has a course functionalities that it's already built in.
It is one of the questions that we hear is what's the difference between a course and a membership? And so just as George was saying, with a membership, it's delivered over time, and there it is the journey, and it's the experience, it's the relationship and the connection and the community that is formed in that process of learning and integrating. Whereas a course is great, it's just at a different pace. So it's going to be more of a deep dive, lots of content in a short period of time. And that serves people really, really well. And other people are going to want a bite and digest, and do more of that longer journey.
And it might depend on the type of business, because even if I'm thinking of myself, I'm not in movement. I'm more of the business end, but the types of courses and things that I would have like this summit, it's not the same, where I could see where if you're giving lessons and they're doing certain movements, and like you said, giving them a bite and then they get more, there's different types of programs that would have different levels of communication to your client. So you spread it out so that regardless of whether you are doing it once a week, once a month, or you're giving them all of the information together, however you choose to give it, you have the capability of doing it all ways.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Oh gosh. Well, I wanted to mention that. Oh, two things. I wanted to say again, thank you both for being here.
Our pleasure.
It is, and this is something that I truly, truly think I'm going to be getting. And I wanted to mention that you were both giving away something for the summit. And I've mentioned this also earlier in some of the earlier talks, and it's on the web page and everything, that I'm not just going to have a button here with your talk for the 24 hours. I'm going to have it open for the whole 72 hours on a separate page. So they can go and sign up and get any of the bonuses during the whole 72 hours. So go ahead, tell us what it is you're giving away.
Janelle, you want to go ahead and reveal?
Yes. One lucky winner is going to receive. We're actually gifting a whole entire DJ experience, which includes a template of their choice. It includes both the workshops. It includes the support calls, which we call layovers, because again, we are travel themed. So it calls the layovers, it calls the DJ touchdown, which is the celebration that we do at the end of the 30 days to celebrate your growth, your site, and how you're serving people. It includes the workbook. It includes the works, girlfriend. So yeah, it's a whole DJ experience that we are gifting.
That is awesome. And I know earlier in the talk you mentioned in detail about a lot of what you do. So you're just, everything you mentioned there is what they would be getting.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The whole package, the whole thing, all of it.
Complete with some laughter and great times.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sold.
and I can tell you, a lot of fun. Yeah, the layovers are fun. The other thing that maybe Janelle forgot to mention when we were introduced to say she loves to have fun, and
I
so
do
do
love
I.
to have
And
fun.
so it's great because every layovers, every workshop always starts with a little sort of, I don't want to say ritual, but something that's fun, that's, catches everybody by surprise, and it creates bonding, it creates a relationship. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
On top of just going through that, and that also, I think that the fun is part of what makes removes some of that take overwhelm, right? It's just instead of diving into the tech, and so the other thing that I think is good for me coming from the tech side of it, when I explain something, I always tend to explain it from the tech side of it. Well, Janelle coming from the other side of it has a great way of explaining it. So it always creates some fun, some dynamics, some good laughter, and I guess it makes the experience go through very easily, and people love it. So it's gonna be fun.
One of our current experiencers, one of our current people that's traveling through the GJ experience with us, she's like, oh, I love the way you dumbify it for me, because she's like, it just helps so much, because she said, I don't speak tech at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like to have fun and break it down.
Good. So any last words for everybody who's listening out there today?
Join us.
Yeah. Well, I said sign up for the giveaway, because we're giving away a full experience. So just go ahead and put your name down. You could be the recipient of that package, and we'd love to have fun with you. The other thing that I would say is to what we've seen through that pandemic, it was pretty dramatic, and I've seen a lot of business owners, if you will, just hitting a roadblock, just not knowing what to do next, where to go, and how to move forward, because I said it was pretty dramatic. And so the online experience is a great solution. I mean, the membership is definitely a great option for a lot of teachers, a lot of yoga teachers, a lot of practitioners, but a lot of businesses. It is slightly different. So I think one of the best advice I can give the audience is to embrace it, to know that it's different, to know that maybe the way they've been doing things at a physical location is going to be slightly different, but just different, doesn't mean that it cannot be done, just slightly different. And just to embrace the solutions, and go forward, and just reestablish connection with their clients and customers, because also not only they want to serve, but their clients and customers, they also want to continue that journey with them, and then just embrace it. That's just my best advice is first, go ahead and put your name for our summit, because you might be the recipient of that experience, and we'd love to have you. But two, just embrace that transition, that online transition. It has a lot of advantages, and it's the future. So, I mean, it's the future, it's today. So I think it's just a matter of just putting one step at a time and to go move forward.
Yeah, piggybacking on that, I guess I would just want to offer some encouragement and let you know that it's possible. Not only is it possible, people are doing it. And so I know that change can be hard, and especially if you've been accustomed to doing things in a certain way, in a certain platform, in a certain space for however long, it can be a struggle. And so we get that, but know that it's possible and it's going to be okay. And speaking from experience, but then also others who have embraced the membership business model, recurring revenue is a pretty sweet thing, and it really impacts your life.
And it can run in two ways. It can, one, replace, but it could also be an add-on, right? I mean, it could be something add-on. Some of the businesses, and thankfully so, are going to go back to some sort of normalcy, whatever that normalcy is. It might not be totally what they had before, but it's, the practice are going to, hopefully they're going to continue. But it's nice maybe to just have an add-on, something else that will help, and that maybe sometimes during ups and downs might help. For some of them, might just discover an entirely new way of running their business. But it offers a lot of flexibility.
Yeah,
that it does. And that's why I've started looking and diving into that arena myself. My age, I eventually want to retire. Of course, like everybody else, you want to retire. I shouldn't say everybody. Some people want to work forever. I wanted to retire early. And but I love my work, so I mean, I'm really happy, and I'm glad that when you really like what you're doing, it's not as painful to go to work every day. But at the same time, I realize that as life goes on, there's certain things other things I want to do, and for me to be able to do that, I would like that recurring income coming in, and I would like to still have a service out there for people, and not necessarily spend as much time on it. And that's what I think a membership does for people. Allows you to cut back maybe on the hours that you spend on the work, but still be able to benefit from it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and even going to take it a step further. One of the things that people love to do is to travel, and so it's always, well, when I retire, I can travel, right? I can retire, I can go to France, and so what a membership does, it gives you the flexibility to take your work on the road. So if it just is the best of both worlds, because you're like, I may want to continue working a little bit, or maybe supplement my income of retirement, and I like to travel. Well, I got news. Membership, right? You can travel and just do your work on your road with your laptop. So it is great because it offers recurring income, but it also gives you the flexibility. And Janelle and I both all about traveling, as you know. So, but again, a lot of people love to travel, and I think that is what the membership gives you. It gives you the flexibility to continue to have recurring revenue, but also to travel.
Yeah, and work on a schedule that makes the most sense for your season of life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just really friendly.
Well, thank you both again for being here with us. I'm so excited, and I'm blown away by the whole system, and I just can't wait for everybody to see this, because I think that this is going to be maybe not for everybody, but I think it will be something that a good chunk of them will be like, this is what I've been looking for. Because I know I've been looking for something similar, and I've joined a couple things that are similar, but they just weren't right. But this one seems like it would be it. And thank you again from the bottom of my heart for participating from France and from Florida, both George and Janelle.
Thank you very much.
DJ team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Alan. It was our pleasure, and we love being here. We had a good time, and I hope I said that your audience will see the value that the benefits that a membership can bring to them. So
I hope so too, because some of them may not have even thought of it, and I'm hoping that this brings light to it for them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.